one area where we have a lot of gap in our knowledge is from our history, which surrounds the Alamut period, roughly between 1090 and 1256. This is the time period when the state flourished. And we know of this famous story when the library at Alamut was destroyed by the Mongol armies. We lost a great deal. And as a result of which, we had to rely a great deal on what others wrote about the Ismailis. That situation began to change as we discovered sources that were preserved, especially in Central Asia and Iran, among the Ismailis. So back in the 90s, when a project started of digitizing and documenting the manuscript heritage of the Jamats in that part of the world, i.e. in the Badakhshan region, a number of manuscripts were identified, digitized, and it took time to study them. And as scholars started to work on them, one particular manuscript of a text called Haftbab drew attention of a scholar. And I remember that day he came in a very excited manner that this is a fantastic text. I have never seen a manuscript as complete as that of this text. Though we have other copies, but this particular text turned out to be a better copy. And for the sake of audience's understanding, it can happen that we may have multiple versions of a text copied in different manuscripts, but they can be corrupt at times. And there could be many reasons why they become corrupt, the knowledge of the scribe, the conditions, and so on and so forth. So I remember that we had the digital copy, but we made our director know about it, why it is important. And that manuscript then became a source manuscript for us to bring out a critical text and translation of it. It went on to inform the articulations of that period of our history in our curriculum books as well. We also did a lot of outreach events around ITRAPs to make them aware why it is important, because it all connected to the fact that a part of our history was distorted. And it remained a standard scholarly narrative for a very long time. And here we have a case of a discovery of our own source in our own archives somewhere in Central Asia led to a better understanding of that part of the history. So I tell my students that if you look at the foreword of that book, which is written by one of the giants in the field, Christian John Bay, who wrote about that field, he says, and I'm paraphrasing, is that in light of these new discoveries, I myself revisit my own understanding of what happened. So here is an example of how a discovery of an object like manuscript can lead to a scholar studying, and then IIS publishing a work, then it informing our various outputs from curriculum books, outreach activities, dissemination work, and coming full circle to benefiting the Jamaat ultimately, right? And if I can take a few minutes to just explain that in the same way, our oral narratives, as I was talking about that there are gaps in our history, we did a lot of interviews in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan. Now this region has seen immense transformation as a result of the work of the previous Imam Shah Karim. And it was amazing to document that change over the past 6-7 decades directly because of the institutionalization effort of the Imam, the way Imam introduced various institutions, and that led to the development in an organic fashion of the Jamaats in those parts of the world. So we were able to preserve that, and then now we have released some podcasts around those series in those voices, that is Brusheski. So here are some examples.
I want to focus on especially two, I think, very briefly, and I'll just name them, that my amazing colleagues and counterparts at the Archon Trust for Culture and the Department of Jamaat Institutions, have worked on. And these are the Nairobi Town Jamatkhana, which used to be the former Darkhana, a very old building, historic for its architecture, for its place in not just within the community, but as a marker of and a landmark in Nairobi, really. So that's the first one, and that's been undergoing significant roof repairs over the last couple of years, which are, I believe, almost at completion. And the second example is the Mumbai Darkhana, which again, is an old and historic building and is in need of rehabilitation and preservation. A third example, much further afield, is the restoration of the shrine of Nasr Khusro in Badakhshan. This AKTC has rehabilitated about 3 times now. There isn't a large Ismaili community around it. In fact, the community that surrounds the shrine is primarily Sunni. And this goes back to the example I was providing earlier that, when we talk about the improvement of the quality of life, it's not just about Ismaili communities, it's a much wider remit and mandate that we commit ourselves to. And so that's the third example that I wanted to provide that's much further off, and specifically, one that's obviously of great relevance and significance to the community of Ismailis, but that does not directly benefit them because it's not in the same region.